Street Fighter 6 is such a weird game where balancing and results kind of don't correlate. Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC Mura here, and we have had Street Fighter 6 now for a number of months, and I feel like there is a general agreement on the characters and their strengths, right? Everyone and their mother have put out a tier list, and for the most part you will find them very similar. Guile, Ken, JP, Luke, Chun-Li, Juri, DJ, Cammy, I think everyone is in agreement that these characters are pretty good. And on the lower end of the spectrum we got Manon, Lily, Zangief, some may say Kimberly, Jamie, but I feel like we see eye to eye when it comes to that stuff, right? Like everyone kind of agrees on these characters and their strengths. But the interesting part about this game is the tournament results, the hard facts, right? This character won X tournament is kind of all over the place, which never really was the case during Street Fighter 4, and it wasn't the case during Street Fighter 5 especially, because we got Zangief. Like most people will say Zangief is the worst character in the game, and Snake Eyes did win a CPT major with Zangief. We got Lily winning a tournament, a World Warrior event in the most competitive region in the world, Japan. Kimberly did the same. We got a lot of tournament wins with Ryu, right? Ending Walker is doing great business with him. And recently we got Gashikun winning the Singapore major with Rashid, which Rashid is kind of debatable. Some people may think he's good or not, whatever, right? But I don't think anyone kind of says that Rashid is top tier. That was never the general consensus on him, but he did win it, right? And this is the interesting case of this game where, yes, there is an obvious overwhelming majority of Ken, Luke's, JB's, and Jury's, DJ's. These characters are very frequent in tournaments. They are very, very present, but for some reason, somewhat of the character loyalists are doing work, and I think a lot of this comes down to the structure of Street Fighter 6 as a game compared to the previous games like Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5 for the most part were character driven games, right? Street Fighter 4 to a lesser extent, but Street Fighter 5 was certainly a character-driven game. Your character strengths and weaknesses determine how their matchups go. There are very little to play around, right? If your character gets outranged by the opponent, there is not that much that you can do, right? On the other hand, Street Fighter 6 is what you would call a mechanically driven game. Think of games like Tekken, think of games like King of Fighters, where you are playing the mechanics. If you're playing Luke, if you're playing Chun-Li, if you're playing Guile, if you're playing Cammy, you're having drive rush, you're having drive reversal, you're having drive impact. Everyone got the same tools. To an extent, their quality may differ a little bit, but everyone got the same tools. And Street Fighter 6 is a game where the base mechanics are very powerful. Drive rush is very good, drive impact is hella good, and you know what? This is just the game, right? This is kind of debatable on whether it makes the game homogenized or not, but the fact of the matter is it kind of gives everyone a chance. And you got a mechanic like a drive parry that is a little bit of a randomizer in there. Now, when it comes to character strengths and their ability to perform in Street Fighter 6, in my opinion, it comes down to either one of two things, right? You're either a character that plays Street Fighter 6 and you play it very well, and how well you play Street Fighter 6 will determine your tier placement. What do I mean by play Street Fighter 6? Can you crouching medium kick, drive rush combo, carry the opponent to the corner and throw loops him? If you got that, you're playing Street Fighter 6, and these are characters like Luke, these are characters like Rashid, to an extent these are characters like Kimberly, not exactly, but that's kind of the idea, right? They are playing the same game. You got characters like Ken who are very good at Street Fighter 6. Ken is the best Street Fighter 6 character in Street Fighter 6, and that's why he is hella top tier. You can argue Luke as well, but Luke and Ken, they are the two best Street Fighter 6 characters, right? On the other hand, you have the outliers, the characters whose base mechanics are stronger than Street Fighter 6. They can play outside the system, and if their strength outside the system is so good that they can overcome the system, they end up being good characters. For example, right, Marisa kind of negates drive impact, right? You don't really have to think about drive impact that much when you're using Marisa. Marisa also is not a crouching medium kick into drive rush or drive rush into crouching medium kick kind of characters. She doesn't do that, right? Marisa typically either you go Unga Bunga or you whiff punish with standing heavy punch and then they explode. Her damage output and overall presence, as well as her ability to kind of loop, safe jump setups, make her pressure very good, and the damage output gives her a lot of wins that she typically wouldn't be able to win. Another character is Guile. Guile plays Guile. Yes, he got like drive rush bazooka knee, and yes, he got a drive impact, but Guile base game of booms, flash kick is still really good, and obviously mashing crouching medium kick, right? And we got other characters who are very good like JP, and JP to an extent also doesn't really play the Street Fighter 6, he can win without it. His zoning and neutral game and set play is so powerful that he doesn't really play exactly like everyone else. Now when we talk about these tournament wins, that is why characters like Ryu and Rashid are winning, because at the end of the day they are still Street Fighter 6 characters. They still got the crouching medium kick into combo, into corner, into throw loop. Rashid got a little bit extra with his level 2 super, Ryu got a little bit fireball, but they're playing the same game, right? On the other hand, we got Zangief, which he doesn't really play the Street Fighter 6 style, but his damage output is so high, he's kind of like a mini Marisa, where with a couple of really good decisions, you can take the W with him. And this makes for a very interesting game where yes, the dominant characters are very dominant, but also the weaker characters got chance. Now you may argue that this comes at the cost of the roster, everyone kinda feeling samey, and there's definitely an argument there, but I also feel like it gave us one of the most exciting games to watch. I'm not gonna lie, I was watching the latest major, and I was rooting for Rashid so hard. And it's kind of funny because I never in a million years would have expected to root for Rashid. But I really liked what Moki was doing, I really liked what Gashikun was doing, so it was a really fun watch. I would love to hear your thoughts about all of this. What do you think of it? What do you think of the results in Street Fighter 6 and how diverse it has been, along with the game overall balance? And you know what? Do you like it or not? Do you like that things are going this way, or would you like a game where character strengths are highlighted a bit more, although that may come at the cost of the game not being that diverse when it comes to tournament wins and overall balance? I would love to hear your thoughts about all of this in the comment section below. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.